Hello, everyone, here playing Farming Simulator 22 on Calmsden, and since last episode, finished up the sorghum harvest here on Field 6. That still leaves us Field 10 yet to harvest. We're going to start on that here this episode, and then also hopefully start on some field work here as well. We got 3 fields here that need to be turned around and replanted. Actually, can we start planting? I didn't check that here yet. What does our calendar say? Yes, we can start planting canola if we wanted to. We might just do that. We might plant a couple of fields of canola here. We'll probably do like 2 fields of one crop, 2 fields of another crop. That seems like a pretty good plan to me. And hey, look at that. How often does the tab actually take me to the exact vehicle I want to be in? That doesn't happen very often. That means it's going to be a good episode, right? Hopefully. We'll see once. Anyway. Oh, yeah, before I start, Evan, apparently I forgot to spray this field here or something, Evan, because, wow. Like, I don't know what happened here, but we got weeds. We apparently got large weeds. I thought it used to have a percentage there, but maybe, I don't know, did they change that with one of the updates? It no longer has a percentage. Now it just says weeds large. But yeah, we got, go to the map here. We definitely got some weeds in this field. Yep, just a few weeds. Can't tell, but that looks like it's a darker shade of green than fields 2 and 3 here. Not a whole lot of difference, but we got 1, 2, 3, looks like 5 different shades plus the brown shade. I'm not sure what the brown shade is supposed to be of the weeds there, but... Oh, is that maybe the killed weeds? That might be what it is. Okay, well, anyway, let's get to harvesting here. We'll probably just do like the first headland ourselves here, and then maybe either course player or throw a hired worker on one of these two. This field's not real large, so hired worker can probably do the trick. Just got to keep an eye on him. Once it's full, go ahead and empty him. I've got the grain cart mostly empty already. I had to empty it there once between episodes, so we had almost a full load on the grain cart. Not quite, it was like a couple thousand liters short, something like that. So yes, 1 full load from the grain cart and plus a little bit more is what we got on field 6 there. So yeah, not too bad a harvest there. Hopefully make some good money here once we go ahead and sell that here. Probably all going to get sold this winter if I had to guess. Ooh, and I just realized something. Everyone, harvester, 65%. We need to get some repair here. Oh, yes, that's not good. Repair. Oh, actually, it looks like it's worse than... Is that 65%? I thought it said 65. Oh, yeah, it says 65. That looks worse than 65, don't it? Well, let's repair that. I mean, that is no good. Whoops. Repair this as well. There we go. Okay, that's much better. Much better one. Yeah, it said 65%. So at 65% of it, we weren't losing a whole lot, although that bar on the repair there, I'm going to definitely look more like 50 or 40%, which, yeah, we're definitely losing some crop then at that point. Reminder again, when it comes to the combine repair, loss doesn't start until... Oh, park brake. Oops. Loss doesn't start until 70%, so... Oh, come on, let's push that button. Got my hand resting right next to my keyboard here. So, yes, anything below 70% of it, that's when you start losing crop. Anything above 70%, you're fine. And even then, too, Evan, at least on the first... couple of percentage points, you're really not losing that much. It's very, very minuscule amounts. Not until you get past, seems like about 50% of one. That's when it really starts dropping off. And again, for those of you who haven't seen the video, I haven't mentioned it here lately, if you're down to 0% on your combine, so 0% repair, you're losing a whopping 40%. I mean, almost half. Not quite, but 40%. So it must be a little bit of a curve there when it comes to loss. Doesn't seem like it's just a straight number. At least it doesn't seem that way. Maybe it is, but it seems more like a curve when it comes to loss here, when it comes to the repair on the combine. And at least so far, I'm not sure what's different on this map, Evan. Actually, you know what? It might be the mod. There might be a mod that's actually slowing down the repair. But so far, I can't complain too much about the repair. I know playing Elm Creek, that one... yeah, I did not like that feature at all. Had some very serious, disgruntled disagreements with that feature, everyone. Just because, again, of how long it took, or maybe I should say how short, really. I should say how short it took before I had to repair my combine again before we started experiencing loss. I mean, like, you couldn't even harvest one field at one before you'd have to repair your combine, or you'd be looking at massive losses. And in fact, I think on our big field, if I remember correctly, depending on what the crop type was, sometimes I was looking at like having to repair the combine twice on the field at least, just to make sure we weren't, losing crop. I don't know about you folks, but that seems a little bit ridiculous. And then, of course, Evan, too, given the fact the cost of these repairs, too, yet. Now, of course, if you catch it right away when it's not so bad, you're looking at, what, maybe, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. But depending on what machine you have as well, of course. The more expensive the machine, the more it's going to cost to repair. And, of course, we were running the John Deere X9 there on Elm Creek. I'm actually not sure. Is that actually the most expensive combine in the game? It might be. Let's go look here. I'm kind of curious. Is that actually the most expensive one? Real life, I'm sure it probably is, Evan. I don't know if it actually is in the game, though. 550, yeah, I'm going to say that probably is, because all the rest of the combines are right around 4. The Lexion's pretty close, though. 89, or 489. Almost 490, might as well say. A few other good combines to choose from there. Lexion 8000. That's the wheeled version. That's a mod? Yes, that is a mod. Not sure who the mod author is of that one. Looks halfway decent. And a Massey Ferguson ATR. A 9690. Didn't even know I had that mod. Cool. Okay, well, we're almost done going around the field here. Let's see what's your hired worker. What kind of angles are we looking at here? Okay, I can see the rows are running straight this way. What kind of angle of the field? What kind of angle are we looking at? 349? That might work for a hired worker. Let's see, we need to be 22.5 degrees off. So for 22.5 degrees off 360, some math on video. Having this always is a great idea, right? So 360 be at 340, about 337. Yeah, it's probably not the greatest, but might be better than going straight at it. Yeah, it's going to be an angle like this. Okay. Well, just back up here. Hire the worker. And look at that. I've actually got the angle right. Look at that. 337 and a half. Of course, half, because it's 22 and a half. Okay. Let's see what's here. We need the grain cart. We'll bring the grain cart over there here in a minute. As soon as I find it. Oh, my goodness. There we go. Like, literally having to tab through everything here. Ooh, tractor's down to 20% on the repair. Maybe we better repair this poor tractor here. Oh, that's not... Wait a minute. Get back in here a minute. Tractor, 20%. Auger Wang and 1.3. Am I missing something here? When tractor says it's 20%. That it's got damage and painting, right? Oh, wait a minute. Is that the... Oh, okay. I think I'm understanding here now, one. That would explain why the bar was so much lower on the combine. When it said 65%, it was down 65%. That's not where it was at, everyone. Okay. I was a little bit confused by that number, because if you go look at, like, the menu here, where is it? Let's see if we can find... Actually, no, let's get in it here, then it'll show us better. Okay. Then it should highlight it. So, yeah, we're down to, what, 80%. We're really not that low. If you look at that up on 20%, like, oh, crap, it's down to 20%. They are reversing the numbers there. Thank you, mod author. That is not confusing at all. Yeah. So, on that changes up our statistics here a little bit. We were looking at a rather massive... I don't think I have my numbers here at the moment. No, I don't see them. I forget what it is if once you get past 50% of them, what, 50, 20. I think you're looking at like nearly somewhere probably between 15 and 25% loss at least. Well, that's a little bit painful then. And yeah, I don't particularly like how they've done the numbers up there then, because like I said, they're backwards to what they show in the game. And I forget which mod that actually is up there again, but... okay, well... Note itself, keep a little bit better eye on that. Actually kind of surprising, because I've ran the Combine on Courseplay here. I'm surprising Courseplay didn't repair the Combine. That's kind of weird, because Courseplay is supposed to... is it 70%? I think it's 70% or something like that. That also might be one of the reasons I haven't had to repair my Combine as often. I mean, Courseplay's probably repairing it, because I've been using Courseplay. Well, I've been using Courseplay. Didn't really use Courseplay in Elm Creek. In fact, I don't think I used it at all, if I remember correctly. Versus, yeah, again, obviously this map, I've been using Courseplay. Oh, I don't know about a lot, but we've definitely been making use of it here. And Courseplay automatically repairs your equipment once it drops below. And again, I'm pretty sure that number is 70%. I mean, don't quote me on that number, but I think that's what it is. Okay, anyway, we got some field work to do, everyone. Looking at the sorghum field there, the harvested one, I was actually debating on maybe... maybe I should go feed the sheep. Wow, how long have the sheep been out? Whoops. Okay, change of plans. Let's go feed the sheep here a minute. I guess I don't have any tractors down by the sheep. I thought I did. Not sure how long the sheep have been out of water and grass. Can't have been that long, more than maybe 2 days. I'm pretty sure when we baled the grass, that was the month of July, right? Yeah, that was the month of July. Pretty sure they were full, weren't they? Pretty sure they were. It's probably why the wool pallet spawner didn't fill up here. When I fast forwarded time here to the month of August. It was last episode, I guess. Before last episode, when I fast forwarded time. It would explain it. Whoops. Sorry, sheep. Won't happen again. Yeah, won't happen again. Sure. And unfortunately, it fills up a little bit quicker than it empties, so I just got to hit refill every so often. Kind of let it get down to about 1,000 or 2,000 liters left. Seems to work out pretty good though. Just, water tanker with a refill trigger right next to it. Again, as I said before, the whole concept of doing this in the first place is quite stupid in my opinion, but... And yes, I know some of you folks had to... I was on I think it was my Facebook page, if I remember correctly. I had like 1 or 2 individuals. They went and posted pictures of farmers actually doing this in real life. Now, I'm guessing that's not a very common occurrence, and it's probably more like a rare circumstance where farmers are actually having to like manually bring their animals water via a trailer like that. Probably if you're like some pasture somewhere where you're not easily accessible to water. But again, like I said, I'm sure that's very rare. At least last time I checked, they've invented something called wells and pipes. And valves that attach to said pipes. And to top it off, even floats that attach to valves that attach to pipes that empty into said water troughs that automatically fill the water troughs, once that float drops below a certain level. Amazing concept. So yeah, the whole concept of just having to water animals, just I find it to be quite stupid. Okay, there we go. The animals should be all good now. Sorry about that. Oops. Okay, now back on to what we were doing here. Actually, you know what? Massey Ferguson, that'll work. We got field work to do. And like I was saying, I think before I was interrupted here, I do want to look at maybe getting... Let's see once here. Where are we at? Not a power harrow. A mulcher, I was thinking. Maybe trying a mulcher. I don't go 6 mile an hour, though. 5.6 meters. If I was going to get one, that's probably the one I would get because it goes quick. Yeah, these other ones, I don't think so. How much? 21,000? Yeah, let's go for that. Just for something different. Again, as I've said before, everyone, in my opinion, the mulchers just do not pay. Although at $21,000, you might, I don't know. Think you can make that pay? Maybe not a big enough field, everyone. At 1.2%. Okay, let's do the math, everyone. Find a tractor here a minute. Looking for a little bit smaller tractor. I guess technically the Colossus is my next smallest tractor, I do believe. Thinking about some math here real quick. Again, as I said before, if you use the mulcher, you're looking at about a 1.2% yield increase. Yeah, just skip the whole rubbish of what the game says when it comes to, I think it's a 2.5% the game says, everyone. Yeah, it's wrong. 1.2% is the actual number you're going to get back. So if you do some math on that, everyone, let's say you get $100,000 of crop off your field, right? What's this other one here, by the way? Oh, is that a cedar I never sold? Ew. Well, maybe we should go down there a minute and check that out here. Thought I sold that cedar, didn't I? Let's repaint and repair. Can I not sell here? Guess you can't sell here. By the way, when it comes to paint and repairing, everyone, it does seem to actually pay for itself. It doesn't pay a whole lot because it definitely takes that off. Well, you got to pay for it, right? But then it does add that to the value. And at the very least, everyone, you shouldn't go negative, right? It might not add anything, but it's possible it might. So we'll go ahead and sell it. Wow, $72,000. Okay, not too shabby. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. I didn't realize I hadn't sold that. I thought I did. Cool. That gives us another $72,000 I didn't know I had. Not going to complain about that one, that's for sure. Anyway, going back to the math, everyone. Again, let's say you make $100,000 off the field from your crops, everyone. Add 1.2% to that. That's $1,200, right? So if you would have taken the time to roll, everyone, you would have potentially made an additional $1,200. However, you now need to subtract your time for your hired worker, if you hired a worker anyway. You need to subtract time for a hired worker and or your fuel costs, depending on how you want to look at it. Either way. Which, mind you, it's probably not going to be a lot, but still, we're going to take, $100, $200 off it. Maybe if you hired a worker, it might take a couple $100 off it, maybe. What else is there? Of course, you got the cost for the piece of equipment, everyone. So, again, in this case, at least this one here is not that expensive. Was it $21,000? Oh, got to go back to the actual buying shop here. Mulchers. Yeah, $21,000. Actually, none of them are particularly expensive. That one there, $25,000, but... So $21,000, everyone. So yeah, if you're making $100,000 off a field, everyone, from your crop, just let's say on average, you're going to have to plant that field 21 times to pay for it. And that's not even factoring in, again, the cost of fuel, maintenance. So again, when you're going to have to pay for this piece of equipment every single day, there's a certain daily cost to it. Or I think they call it monthly cost, but... because I'm only playing 1 day per month, that one it's technically going to be a daily or monthly cost, right? So yeah, I haven't taken the time I want to do the whole math on that. I'm not entirely sure you even could really do the math. It probably would take quite a bit of time having to figure all the math out on that one to see if this is actually worth it. And of course, I'm keeping in mind, okay, let's say you got a larger field, you're now making $500,000 off it, right? Well, now you can make potentially an additional $5,000. Well, that's sounding a little bit better, right? That's still, you're going to have to plant the field 4 times to pay for it. And again, that's not taking into consideration any fuel or hired worker costs like that. And if you're making $500,000 off a field, it's probably going to cost you, if you do it yourself, at the very least, it's going to probably cost you a couple $100 in fuel. If you're hiring a worker, it's probably going to cost you several $1,000s in hired worker costs. So just something to keep in mind. And then, of course, you're still paying for the daily fee for this piece of equipment, which I'm not sure what that amounts to. It's probably not a lot, a few dollars. But still. So again, the only reason I'm mulching this, it seems a little bit more realistic, if you ask me. Field needs to be taken down a little bit, right? And I won't bother mulching our oat field. We're just going to probably plant no-till straight over that. Which I might get to that here this episode as well. We'll see once here. Should probably go check the combine. Yep, combine is full. Check. Well, that's good, everyone. Combine's full. Not going to complain about that. Let's go empty that combine here a minute. If I back tab, is that quicker? Oh, there's a combine. Yes, that is quicker, I'd say. I think. Well, that combine seemed to fill up much, much quicker this time than it did on the previous field. That one? Yeah, I wonder why. Whoops. Okay. So, yeah, with that in mind, I'm going to have to make sure I remember that now. 20%, when it says 20% there, when that's not 20% bad, it's down 20%. I'm not quite sure how to explain that. Hopefully folks get that. So 20% there, when if you go to the menu, it's 80% in the menu yet. They're basically looking at the numbers differently, right? So when it says 0% damage up in, again, that's the right, the HUD in the right corner there, everyone. When it says 0%, that means the tractor's actually in full repair, 100% repaired. It is good. It's like as good as gets, right, everyone? However, if you go to the in-game menu and it says 0%, everyone, well, that's not the wrong menu. There we go. If it says 0% here, everyone, that's as bad as it gets. It doesn't get any worse than that, right? So, just, yeah, they're looking at the numbers differently. Got to make sure I remember that then. That's a little bit odd. Nice if they both be on the same number system. Now, I'm not going to say one's right or wrong. I want either way. Just be nice to stick with one, and hey, this is what the game uses. You're probably not going to change what the game uses, right? So, at least up on the top there, show what the game uses, please. Okay, let's see once here. We'll just continue going around the field here yet. And to load up some comments. See, once we got some comments here from the last few episodes. Nightmare was saying, good video as always. I'm currently using the in-game New Holland Big Square Baler on Green Valley, Nebraska. All the bales seem to be dropping straight with the windrow. Might try a different baler. In Courseplay, there's a headland setting that says, oops, gotta watch where we're going here too, that says smooth. It can be changed to sharp, what I use, or round. I have used those settings before, and like I said, to be honest, yeah, sometimes depending on the field, that one you can get the corners to be better. But most of the time, it seems like Courseplay is bound and determined to miss as much as possible in the corners, no matter what setting you use. So I usually just leave it on the default and call it good. Okay, I think one more headland here might be in order. Looking at the comments here, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of comments at the moment. That would appear to be everyone because today's video did not go live. I just realized this as I'm sitting here recording this video. Of course, this video will be for Monday, so you folks won't see this video till Monday. But, yeah, last week Friday's video is not live. Well, I'm going to have to investigate that here when I'm done recording. Note to self on that one. We'll have to look into that. Whoops. Yeah, not sure what happened there. So, yeah, at this time, episode 30 is not live. Okay, well, that explains that there's, like, not much for additional comments here. At least not as far as Farming Sim is concerned. Anyway, I've got some additional comments. They're just not Farming Sim related comments. Well, let's see. Nathaniel saying, yeah, I fat-fingered my save game. Deleted it accidentally. Thanks for the help in getting it back. For those who don't know, by the way, I should maybe mention this feature. This is not really a feature that's advertised in the game. And unless you go like digging through the files, you're probably not even going to realize it exists, everyone. but Farming Simulator automatically backs up your save game. So if for some reason, Evan, you accidentally delete your save game, or the save game becomes corrupt, or something happens, blah, 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 whatever, you can go back into the save game files, Evan, and pull a backup of your save game. I think Farming Simulator say, I don't know, like maybe 10 versions or something like that. And it's actually pretty good about how it does it too, Evan. Like, I am playing this game here today. Farming Simulator might create, I don't know, 2 or 3 backups here today of this save game. It might have like one for yesterday, one for the day before, and then it might go like 2 or 3 days, and then another 2 or 3 days. It like spaces them out, so. And I'm not exactly sure how many there are total. I've never really paid that close attention to it. But yeah, Farming Simulator actually does a halfway decent job of creating save game backups and managing that whole system. And it does it automatically, and like I said, there's no, to my knowledge, there's no like advertised feature of that. There's no way, to my knowledge, either in the game of restoring that. I don't know why Giants doesn't like actually implement that into the game itself, everyone. Don't quite understand. You think Giants would like have a button somewhere, you know, restore this save game, and give you a drop-down list of which ones you want to pick from. Because if you go to that folder, and you'll find in that folder, you'll see, like I said, I don't know, there's like 10 of them or something like that. And you pretty much pick which one you think might work, grab it, move it back to the proper save game folder, load up the game, and hopefully that save game works. Oh, let's see. Oh, Combine's full again. Okay. Right, back tab quicker, I think. If I remember to back tab anyway, it probably would be quicker. Wow, Combine's full again. Okay, I was definitely not emptying the Combine this many times last episode of one. Not at all. Oh, that's a little bit annoying, Evan, having lost that much crop. Oh, well. All right, we're going, Evan. I think we're going to get about as much off this field as we did the last field here. Or, we're not that full, I guess. 35%. Grain cart makes it look fuller than it actually is. We go look and check here. What did we actually end up with? 73,000. Okay, so we ended up with 73,000 liters, plus there's a couple thousand liters in the grain cart here already. Whatever was in the grain cart when we started this episode of, and that's what we got off that field. So that plus this. Okay, well, back to work. By the way, when it comes to the realisticness of doing what we're doing here, I would say this is probably somewhat realistic. Even in a no-till situation, a lot of times, everyone, it depends what's being planted. Usually you don't see crops being planted, no-tilled into really tall, standing, whatever. It depends on the crop. Sometimes you'll have one. I have seen it before where they will take, for example, wheat. They will take it right off just below the head of wheat and leave as much straw as possible still standing, and then sometimes plant soybeans in behind that. Probably the only problem with that, everyone, is if you do that, when you go to harvest your soybeans, everyone, I would have to imagine that combine is going to be ingesting an awful lot of straw, because, I mean, the straw is still standing yet, right, everyone? And at least where I live, double cropping isn't super common. But like I said, I have seen it where the farmer has left tall, standing straw, and right behind, the harvester essentially gone in and planted soybeans, and those soybeans start coming up. There are a few advantages to that sometimes, Evan. Like the tall, standing straw can protect the crop that's growing. But like I said, the only problem in this case probably was the fact, I'm sure when the farmer went to harvest it, everyone, soybeans are typically harvested as close to the ground as possible. Like that header is typically on the ground, right? So I would have to imagine, Evan, that straw that was still standing was probably coming into the combine as well, unless somehow the straw got like knocked over, which I don't know how it would have. It wouldn't make sense, right? But yeah, that like I said, you typically probably a lot of cases knock down what's left over in some form, fashion. Again, as we've discussed before, when it comes to corn, for example, and hoping we'll see this maybe in the future too. I don't know if any corn heads have come out with this feature yet or not, but a lot of corn heads in real life nowadays have chopping knives underneath of them that kind of do this job already, so you don't have to go back at a later date and do it. Okay, and look at the time, it is time to wrap it up here for this episode. So on that note, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and till next time.